everybody, and welcome to the inaugural OC Vibe Guitar Festival. Would you please welcome Greg and Matt Bissonette.
Thank you, Tom. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing great. It's a great honor to be here. I want to thank Tom, Alexander, and Bruce Adolph for having us here. It's a real honor to get to play. Matt and I, my brother Matt and I, my younger brother Matt and I, very much younger, 2 years, just had a birthday. And we have been playing drums and bass since we were kids. And we're going to tell you first how that all started. Well, Matt says a lot that, well, you and Dad, you were always playing drums to Buddy Rich records in the living room, and I was kind of more into sports, baseball and tennis. And so one day at the dinner table, Matt, wasn't it Mom that said, your brother plays drums. It would be really cool if you played bass. And without blinking an eye, Matt said,
no. I was really into sports and stuff like that, and our folks were musicians, and they wanted us to do that for a living, and I was kind of holding on, not doing it, and then it just kind of happened. They talked me into it, and got a bass, and 2 weeks later I was doing gigs with my dad. So,
man, oh man,
here we are at the Honda Center.
That's right. One last story. We're kind of storytellers, and Tom said this could be kind of like a storyteller thing. Our mom and dad, our mom played jazz vibes in our dad's band, and our dad played drums. And so one day, I just remember, Matt knows the story better, but I remember our mom saying, hey Matt, can you help with the groceries? And she tossed him the keys. And then he went out into the car and opened up the trunk, and there was a bass amp and a bass and a chord. And he said, they were really serious about this. So being the older brother, I said, come on, let's bring the bass amp and they even got a chord. Let's plug the bass in. And the first thing you thought,
Yeah, I thought, okay, yeah, bass. So what is a bass? I was listening to Deep Purple all the time, Smoke on the Water. So I thought a bass was a... Just thinking that's the bass, right? And I start playing the thing, and he goes, no, you're the... dumb guy. And I go, okay, well that's not as cool, but it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool.
You made a living so far. And Matt just got off the road last week from the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road Elton John tour. Did anybody see that tour started somewhere around here? Didn't you play here?
Yeah, we played here. Yeah.
Man,
Right there.
right there.
Right there, you can still smell it.
Yeah. Okay, and I get the honor of playing with Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band. We just played the Greek, and we're going out again. And if we were that age, and you would have told us that, well, you guys are going to be playing with two Brits that are also Sirs, Sir Elton John and Sir Richard Starkey, we would have said, you got to be kidding. But our dad was playing a gig in Detroit, and he's playing a wedding, like Girl from Ipanema. And right now, we're gonna take a little break. But don't go away, we'll be back, and we're gonna play lots of dance music. You're gonna love it. We're gonna play songs like Proud Mary, all kinds of rock and roll hits. But we'll be right back. Thank you very much. And then the caviar will be served. And anyway, my dad goes into the lobby, and there's thousands of screaming girls, and he asks the food and beverage manager, what is going on at the Ambassador Hotel here in downtown Detroit? And the food and beverage guy goes, well, Bud, the Beatles are staying upstairs. The Beatles are staying upstairs. What? And our dad says, because he was the outgoing guy, any chance of putting us close to 6 tickets? He said, Bud, it's tomorrow night, it's the Beatles at Olympia Hockey Arena, like this, where the Red Wings play. And he goes, but I like you, you're a good guy. Come back after your gig, 1 in the morning, I'll see what I can do. Our dad walks back into the bar, and the guy goes, Bud, I got good news and bad news. I got you 6 tickets for tomorrow to see the Beatles, but it's gonna cost you $36 total. $6 a piece. He says, well, I'm making 50 on the gig. I'll clear 14. Kids, we're going to see the Beatles. So we saw the Beatles, and Matt and I in 2003 joined Ringo and the Roundheads band and had a blast playing. And you just played on Ringo's new album, and didn't you give him a gift?
Yeah, I gave him this blue bass right here, and he is going to put it on his wall. I don't think he'll ever play it. It's kind of cool. Sitting there.
Is the rumor is you guys were walking to your car and he was helping you, and he said, "Which one stays here?"
He gave me Beatle guilt. You know, like every time you hang out with one of the Beatle guys, they call it dorking a Beatle. So if you say the wrong thing, like one of my friends, they were at a party and he came up to Ringo and he goes, he didn't know what to say because you don't know when what your question's going to be to a Beatle. So he goes, Ringo, I loved your drumming on Birthday or whatever it was. He goes,
Dear Prudence, how about that?
Dear Prudence, and he goes, it wasn't me.
That was Paul.
It was Paul. And then he went and had a couple drinks and came back an hour later and he named another song and he goes, that wasn't me either.
USSR.
Yeah, so he guilted me into like, thank you for playing on my song. Boy, I really like that bass. I could use something on my wall. And then a couple weeks later, we picked him up a bass.
No, you picked him up a bass.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of bass and speaking of drums, a lot of people say, well, as a drummer, bass player team, we get hired a lot as a rhythm section. I remember Joe Satriani, you probably heard of him.
Yes.
We call him Joe Sat Right On Me, and he's cool with that. But he was looking for a drum and bass team, and Steve Lukather, you probably heard of him. How many of you are guitar players, by the way? Thank you very much. Okay, so he recommended us. So we did The Extremists, and we did a tour called Time Machine, and then Matt did a bunch of other albums. But when Joe Satriani, you know, when the engineer says, well, can you get some sounds? Most drummers do this. And for 5 minutes, you're doing this, and it's not even in tempo. Okay, snare drum. Okay, rack one. That's boring. Boring. So we decided, instead of, well, let me hear you play on your E string for a while. Oh, that's a 5-string. Oh, what? Dumb guy, dumb guy, dumb guy, dumb guy, dumb guy. We decided to just play some of our favorite grooves growing up. And to this day, play different things that we like.
Yeah, and plus when you do drum sounds and bass sounds, if you're just hitting a kick drum and a snare or whatever, it's going to sound completely different when you play the whole kit. So you figure save some time, play what you're going to hear on the session.
So let's play some songs, and maybe Matt had a good idea. We'll stop. Let me hear you all say yeah as loud as you can. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
Okay, so after each song, I'm going to go like that, and as a collective group of guitar lovers and players, you're going to say the name of the groove we're playing, the name of the song. You ready?
And then they have to name the drummer.
Okay. Ready? So the first one will be the name of the song. The next one will be the drummer. Here we go. Number
And
one.
then give us your social security number.
Hey, credit card. Number one. Ow! 1, 2, ready? And go. Wait a minute, one more time.
Zeppelin.
Immigrant song. How about the band next? And the drummer. How about this one, number 2? Okay, song.
Walk this
That
way.
wasn't very loud. Song.
Walk this way.
Band.
Aerosmith.
Drummer. That took a minute. Joey Kramer. How about this one you might know? Go ahead.
So you're saying you remember the guitar player, but the drummer isn't as important.
Guitar player.
Joe Perry.
That even took a minute.
Bass player. Oh, wow.
All right. How about this one? I need more. Drum clinics, they're twice as loud. Ready? Tickets to Ride. Okay, band. Oh,
Beatles.
Rolling Stones, very good. Drummer.
Ringo Starr.
What is it? Neil Peart. No.
He said Bernard Purdy.
No, that's a lie. That's not true. He didn't play in any Beatles songs. How about this one? I don't have a cowbell, but if I did. Drummer. One, two, ready, and song. Take the money and run. Very good. Band, artist, drummer, Gary Malaber. How about a little Queen? Oh, Bowie.
Ice, ice, baby.
Okay, song, band, artist,
We.
drummer. How about some jazz? Trombone player.
Drum solo. Song. Not a lot of jazz fans. 7 Steps to Heaven. Drummer.
Drummer.
Tony. Who said that?
Adam Elise. Composer. Victor Feldman. Yeah, Victor Feldman. How about this? Teen Town, Weather Report. Not a big town, Anaheim, for Weather Report. Okay. And ready, Band, artist. Lease. Drummer. Drum clinics are a lot louder than guitar clinics. And drummer. All right, how about this one? Matt's gonna start. Come on now. Come on now, let's go. Oh no, I start this one. My bad. Trombone. Okay, song. Take five. Artist. Drummer. Joe Morello. That guy. How about a little? 2. Should we try to sing? Sing? I'll be the roundabout. The words will make you on and out. Spend the day. No? Yes. Drummer. Wow, that was a big one. How about this one? You'll know this one. And ready and song.
Come together.
Band.
Beatles.
Drummer.
Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, wait, tell the story about that intro.
Okay, good. How many of you think you know where the beat is and where the count is on that intro? Ready? Because all I'll tell you is when I was a kid, I thought it was this. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, bang. But that's not right. Anybody know the answer?
Yes.
What is it? The end of 3. Thank you.
What song is it?
Chuck Berry. You keep on knocking. Everybody sing this. Clap your hands. Ready? How many guitar players can clap on 2 and 4? 1, 2, 1, clap, 3, 4, 1. That's pretty weak. Come on. Dave Amato. Lead them. Come on. 1, 2, here's the song. You keep on knocking, you keep on knocking, you keep on knocking and the knocking and knocking, and sing with me. Here we go. You keep on knocking, you keep on knocking, you keep on knocking and the knocking and knocking. Keep singing it. 2, 1, 2, 3. You keep on knocking, you keep on knocking, you keep on knocking and the knocking and knocking. Okay, guitar parts. Who thinks they know where the Beatles started off Drive My Car? All I knew as a kid was it went like this. Bam, and the band was in. Does anybody know where or how you'd count off Drive My Car or where that would fall? Same guy. And a 4? That's right. How do you know all this? Very good. Starts on the end of 4. Clap your hands. 1, 1. Not big hand clapping participation. How loud can you clap your hands? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Ask your girl what you wanted to be. I have no idea what key I'm in. You have perfect pitch. He's on the keto diet. I'm on the Cheeto diet. He's in ketosis. I'm in Cheetosis. Anyway, we took a little break in the action. Now we're going to play a little number you might know that goes like this. Drummer. Very good. How about this one? Kind of a... And song, band, drummer. We grew up down the street from Chad Smith in Michigan. Michigan, you do the mitten, right? This is Detroit, this is Warren, and this is Troy, where Chad grew up. So this is the kind of stuff we do for engineers, and they go, great, we got sounds, here we go. And then you end up playing on a Peppers commercial that goes, try Peppers. When diapers just don't seem to work, try Peppers. So you do all that, but hey, you get paid, right? So who knows, it could be an album, it could be a movie, a TV show. We both had the honor of playing on the NBC TV show called Friends. You might have heard of it. All 10 years. And pretty much our friend Michael Skloff, who was the composer, his wife Marta Kaufman, created Friends. He said, well, why don't we just get together and I got some ideas. You put him on a little dictaphone while he's driving around his Porsche. Something like that. What do you say, guys? Okay, put up a click. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we liked what we did, we'd do this. You go, okay, next one. And that became 10 years of Friends. I mean, it pays our house payment every year. It's crazy. So you never know in Southern California what you're going to get when you go to a recording session. They don't say, I'd like you to play bass on a session, and we're going to have Dave Amato play guitar, and your brother Greg's going to play drums, but we're going to send you the music ahead of time and all the charts, and this first one is reminiscent of Bleed by Meshuggah. The second one's going to be Antonio Carlos Jobim, and then the third one's going to be kind of a Duke Ellington song. So make sure you bring your brushes. No, you always have your brushes. You always have the double pedal for Bleed. So you never know what you're going to get. But we never knew going into the Friends show what we were going to get, right? So you have to be prepared. But that's kind of what we do for getting sounds. And if they haven't heard enough, then we kind of jam on a little Jimi Hendrix Manic Depression. 1, 2, 3.
Manic depression comes to my soul. No doubt I don't get it, just get it on. Lay down my window on the
OC5 Guitar Festival 2023. Next week we've got the big trucks. Right now it's drums and bass. And we've got our friend Rich, who's got a microphone, and he's gonna go into the audience right now. I hope you've got your shoes tied on tightly, because you might fly out of them with some of these questions. You're gonna get questions like you've never heard. How many guitar players does it take to ask a bass player or a drummer a question? You ready, Rich? Who's got the first question? You get Dave Amato's guitar for the first question.
That's right.
Here we go. First question, and
Check.
check, check, check.
You can hear you.
Shake your booty. Here we go. It's kind of like the
1,000. One to ask the question, and 999 to say how much better they would have asked it.
Ah, that's a guitar festival right there. Thank you. So, do you have a question, or just the answer to that? Okay. Well, if you do have a question, Dave Amato has 3,000 guitars. He's going to give you one. Just kidding.
Dave is warming up in the dugout, coming in for Kenley.
Fight for fighting. Okay, go ahead.
All right, my question is, can I jam with you guys?
What do you play?
Guitar.
Well, it would have to be on Dave Amato's guitar. Dave, do you allow people to jam on your guitar? No. Why don't you grab one of Matt's other basses and play bass, double like a bass thing with us? No, I don't know. Do we have a way that, what's your name?
Matthew.
What is your name?
Matthew, gift from God.
Gift from God. Come on up, we'll figure out a way that
Can
you
we get
can
another
jam.
guitar from someplace?
I think there's another guitar in the house. Come on up, we'll work on it, Matthew. Question number 2.
Yeah, listen, that bass line that's on Friends, no, not Friends, I'm sorry, Seinfeld. You know who did that?
Yeah, it was a DX7, I think, right? It was I've been watching Seinfeld like crazy for the during COVID, and it's actually not just it's a bunch of cool music in it. He does with his voice and stuff, but I think that's like a synth DX7 or something.
I don't know, but we did a session. Give us a couple cues. Hey Matt, cue number 1, ready, go.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's something like that.
But we did a session once, and Jason Alexander came to the set of Friends recording session, and he was into Krav Maga, and he had a song he had just written, and Matt says, oh, I want to learn some Krav. You were taking Krav Maga too, or something, right?
Yeah, Jason Alexander, who's George Costanza, he's about this tall, but he's really strong, and I'd never met him before, and we're going over this song and everything, and I told him about when, a week before, I was driving around in Oregon with my dog, and this guy chased me through the woods shooting at me with a shotgun, and crazy thing that happened, and I told him the story, and he goes, you gotta prepare yourself, man, you gotta learn this, and he starts hitting me with these Krav Maga moves, and I'm looking at him, and it's George Costanza right here, so it's pretty funny.
That is
I
funny.
don't know what that has to do with the...
Well, Friends,
Friends.
Seinfeld.
We're friends.
We're friends. Joe Satriani, Friends. Let's play a little Joe Satriani. 1, 2, all, start. You know what's cool is we have our own built-in reverb. Yeah. We relied on Andy Johns and Ocean Way Recording, and he brought in a PA, and he had all these mics and stuff. But we're going to use the Honda Center ambience. I'll start with the drums, and then Matt's going to come in with his Joe Satriani Friends bass part. trombone. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love you.
We're getting a lot of money out of this.
He does trombone. I am very happy here where the Ducks play because Matt and I love doing Donald Duck.
Bobby, I love you so much. I love all you people. I love you people are so beautiful. I love you. I mean it.
He almost got the gig
Almost got it.
for Disney doing Donald Duck, but the reason he didn't, couldn't speak Spanish. You had to be bilingual, right?
You had to be bilingual. You still do.
Let me hear you say, hola, buenas noches.
Hola, buenas noches.
I would give you the gig. Okay, question number 3.
This is for Greg.
Oh, fine.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm under a lot of pressure following the Ducks. But can you please, Greg, share with us an inappropriate story of Diamond Dave?
Well, Matt actually was in Diamond Dave's band after Billy Sheehan left, so we could both share a lot of stories.
Can you both please share some inappropriate stories of Diamond Dave?
And the answer is no.
We signed a piece of paper, right?
We don't really. We have a lot of great stories. One of them was that Dave loves to rock climb. And I remember flying LA to Australia, and Matt and Steve Vai and Brett Tuggle and I were all on the plane, and Dave comes up to me and he goes, bro, you want to go rock climbing when we get to Australia? Gonna go to Mount Arapiles. I got the guy the only Australian to climb Mount Everest, and he's gonna take us up to the top of Mount Arapiles. And I'm thinking, yeah. Well, Matt said, oh, thanks, I'm cool. Steve Vai said, oh, no thanks. And Brett Tuggle said, oh, thanks, bro, but no. They're all sipping colored drinks in Surfer's Paradise in the warm weather, and I'm down in the cold in the south back there, trying to climb to the top of this mountain that was like 4 times as high as the Honda Center. And then you're supposed to turn around and look down, and the tour bus is about the size of an ant, and you rappel backwards, holding onto a rope. Oh, don't worry. There's somebody at the bottom and they got you. What if they have a heart attack? Forget it. And I walked all the way down the mountain.
Yep. It really happened.
That really happened. So anyway.
We probably have a lot of inappropriate stories, but we can't really talk about them. But I just remember we used to rehearse at his house. And I remember one time it was before cell phones, so it was 1989 or something like that. And I got in a car crash, and I showed up 4 hours late for rehearsal, and he was outside, sitting outside, looking at me.
4 hours late.
That look, you do not want that.
But you were on time today, man.
I was on time. I was early for Dave.
You were early. So thank you. Where's our Matthew, our guitar guest? Did we find you a guitar and a chord and an amp and all that? They're still working on it. Okay, well, we've got lots of amps over there probably, and there's one right behind Matt. There's an amp right behind Matt. So, is there a guitar in the house? Is there a cable in the house? What's our friend Rich? Who's out there? Mustard Seed?
Rich Rankin, we hear you're out there. Are you here?
No.
Okay, well, if you can hear us, could you bring a guitar in here?
And a cord, a cable? Okay, next question.
Maybe a tuner?
A tuner? That would be good. A tuner. Okay.
Okay, we have a question here.
Here we go. Ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This one goes way back, but when I was about 12, I went to Disneyland, and Buddy Rich's band was playing there, the Carnation Plaza. And next to us was like Minnie Pearl. And so there was a guest drummer there. Was that you?
A guest drummer with the Buddy Rich band?
Yes.
No, I think I know who that was though. Butch Miles. He just passed away, I think. But Butch was an incredible Buddy Rich type of drummer, and he played with Count Basie, and he was friends with Buddy, and he would come and sit in. But Matt and I actually played at Disneyland the next year, because Matt got with Maynard Ferguson's band first. How about a little Chameleon?
Thank you.
Don't leave, hold on, keep that mic. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Trombone.
so low. It's a B. It's a hemorrhoid note.
It's a hemorrhoid note. On the whole, preparation H does feel good. Out of all the guys in the band, you're the lowest. So we played with at Disneyland the next year. Matt was already in Maynard's band, and then I got the gig playing drums. And right, I had gotten a double bass stroke pedal. Drums had invented this DW pedal. So I'm playing a drum solo in Coconut Champagne. And on drums, and all of a sudden it was the time for the Disney fireworks. So you could go on YouTube. First of all, I have a YouTube station now. Please go to @GregDrums, GreggDrums, shameless plug. Anyway, and we have a band called the Redcoats, and we're selling CDs in the lobby, and also the Submarine CD that Matt wrote and produced, and that has a lot of famous guitar players on it. And anyway, where I was going with that was we're playing this drum solo. I'm doing the double pedal, and Maynard announces my name, Disneyland Fireworks. You can go on YouTube and type in Maynard Ferguson Disneyland, and you'll see these fireworks going off. So anyway,
That's right.
great question about Buddy Rich. Here's how Buddy Rich would count off songs. He'd have numbered charts, 1 through 350, and you go like this. Number 46. And they're scrambling for the charts, 46, you know. Anyway, great question. Thank you.
Wow.
Next question.
Come on, bring it up.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, like the Tonight Show, Jay Leno going to the top.
I noticed when you were doing the weather report, Jaco Pastorius.
You're the only one in the room that knew what song that was.
Probably because we didn't play
He
it.
did Third Stone from the Sun.
Oh.
And he used the weird echo thing where he could do the drum, then he'd do something. Do you do that with your? Yeah. It was so hot when they did that.
Oh.
Yeah, the best. He was the first. Jaco was like the first looper guy way before, you know, what's happening today. With a, I don't remember what it was, some Ultravox or something that he did. It was pretty amazing. Weather Report, great, best band in the world.
What about when I came home from college? My brother was 2 years younger, so I'm like 19. No, I'm 18, and you're 16. And I came back, and you were really into Rush. And you go, man, check out Geddy Lee, he's so great. And I go, man, check out Jaco Pastorius. I always had to be like the older brother, kind of raining on your parade, right?
And it hasn't changed since then. It's been the same.
But Jaco, man.
Jaco's the dude. Everybody's imitating Jaco.
Yeah.
Everybody's imitating Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Because we're these guitar players out here. We need
That's
to
right.
speak more. We need to get a guitar player up here.
Do we know any guitar players? In about 15, 20 minutes, we're gonna have a guest artist. He's gonna come up, he's gonna play so great. And you know, I like to say when I do drum clinics or music clinics, or I get to go to different universities and talk to college students, I say, the music business, it's something that they don't talk about. How did we get the gig? You can also go on YouTube and you can look up the Bissonette Brothers interview, our life in music from birth till now. The music industry, think of it like a pie. And cut that pie in the middle. One side of the pie is how well do you play your bass? How well do you play your drums? How well do you play your guitar, keyboards, sing? Do you have a lot of gear? And nobody has more gear than our guest artist, let me tell you. I've seen pictures of his guitars and his amps. I've never seen anybody with a collection like this. Do you have great gear? Do you tune up your drums? But the other half of the pie, can you read music? Okay. I remember Steve Lukather telling me he'd get called for film dates and there'd be all these dots on the page, and he just looked at Dean parts and he switched parts so Dean could play all the notes and all the sight reading, and he'd play bar chords and full chords and fill in the whammy bar. So anyway, most guitar players notoriously are not known to be the best readers on a film date. I play on Family Guy and a bunch of TV shows, and if you've got George Deering or you've got Dean Parks or Craig Geisman or Andrew Sinowick or these guys, they are practicing reading every day. Because guitar players, you know, they say, don't bring tab near me. I just want to practice reading these notes. You play on a John Williams session, he's not going to give you tab. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you, Bud Bissonette. But anyway, guitar players, if you can read great and you can really learn tunes quick, and same with drummers, bass players, all that stuff, you know, your stylistic diversity. Can you play in different styles? Can you play swing? Can you play funk, old school funk? Can you play hip hop? Can you play metal? Can you play country? Can you do all kinds of different styles? That's all only half of the pie. The other half of the pie has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with what kind of person are you? Are you somebody that they're gonna want on their tour bus for 6 months? It turns into a vacuum-packed submarine. And if you're a pant load, boom, you never get asked back. But if you're a great person and you compliment people and you lift people up and you try to be a light in the world, and sometimes in a dark place, even if you're traveling with 10 people in a van and you're tripling up on rooms for the Vans Warp Festival and your hotel's like way out of town and the only reason they left a light on for you is because it's in a sketchy area, try to find something great to compliment somebody on. Man, those are cool hokas. You know, I bought hokas at Runner's World. You must be a walker. When you're on the road with Elton John, you have a day off. Do you ever walk around town? Hokas are great shoes. I gotta get some of those. He's gonna go, wow, he just paid me a compliment. Might not even be anything to do with his bass playing.
Or you're a shoe freak.
I have a shoe fetish. Not really. I happen to have Skechers because Ringo Starr endorses Skechers. He gives us all Skechers for free. Thank you, Ringo. Anyway, try being a good person. It'll go a long way. And our next guest, our only guest artist guitarist, is a great person. You can call him up and say, you want to go to a baseball game? You want to go to a picnic? You want to come play happy birthday for Ringo at his birthday party last week? What were you going to say, man, about this guest without saying his name?
I was going to say he's very handsome and he's a very nice fella. And I can't wait till he comes up here. When is he coming up here?
He's coming up at 12:10, so don't leave. 10 minutes after 12, he's going to come up and dazzle you. That's a lot of pressure.
I think you guys are ready for some guitar. You might have heard enough of bass and drums for a while.
Well, we have a lot more time to...
Let's go. Let's talk.
Okay. So, next question, please.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man. You got both of our answers.
You know us from Rock Stars of Tomorrow.
Oh, my God. I can't see anybody out there. I have big lights. Rock Stars of Tomorrow. How about I have for Rock Stars of Tomorrow? What an organization. Man, it's so great. Seeing those kids play and your teachers, your instruction, phenomenal. And you and Sharia came out to the clinic I did. Remember that?
Yep.
That was cool.
Can you guys play a $20 bill?
Oh, my Lord. Thank you. We have a song called $20 Bill. It's on Warning Will Robinson. And I kept asking Matt, what time is this? Now, how did it go? It went to... We forgot it. $20 bill. I'll call it up on my phone. I can play it on my phone. Maybe once we hear it, because you know what? This is one of my favorite Matt Bissonette compositions. I'll put my name into YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. My name into YouTube. $20 bill. Here we go. $20 bill. Seven, eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, that's the tricky part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we go to 4, 4. 1. Thank you so much for asking for that. That's great. We have to learn our own music now. But that was a super fun album. You know, my brother has helped me out so much because years ago, I was asked to do an EP. They wanted like 5 songs. So he writes Teenage Immigrant, Vulgar Boatman, Fry Brain, 1920 Shaded Driver, We Grew Up. We have Michael Thompson, Steve Lukather, Paul Gilbert, Scott Henderson. They all come out and play. And then we get another album. Steve Vai starts a label called Favorite Nations with Ray Shear, who started Guitar Center. So he says, okay, well, why don't we get a bunch of other guitar players? So we get Steve Stevens, Andy Summers, Steve Vai played on it, Joe Satriani played on it, Frank Gambale played on it, Gary Hoey, who else? Michael Thompson again. And so every time I go, well, I need some songs. And Matt goes, just give me a feel and I'll write a song. Well, how about if we do Afro-Cuban? And he gets a song for Gary Hoey, No Hay Parqueo. So I start playing this groove. It's called the 2-3 Rumba Clave. Ba, ba, that's probably the wrong key. One, two, three. So he writes all these songs, man. And I say, what about a feel like kind of Hot for Teacher, Billy Cobham, Spectrum, and he writes Fry Brain. Ba, ba, da. So we're recording at Sound City. Sound City, and Steve Lukather is the guest on that song. I forgot to mention Steve Lukather. So he's playing, he's ripping the solo, and I see Ginger Baker in the hall because he was recording with the band. He was starting up there. And I'm thinking, well, this is Ginger Baker from Cream. I've met him before. He was really nice to me. Ginger, come on in and check out what we're doing. Now, Ginger Baker is the guy that says, Cream wasn't a rock band. We were a blues band. Okay, sorry, Ginger. Well, he walks into the room and we're like, and he just looks at me and he goes, I don't like metal. I said, what? He goes, I don't like metal, heavy metal. I said, oh, sorry. And he walked out. But anyway, then I was invited to his 50th birthday party. And he had a polo ranch up near Agua Dulce. And it was super cool. He was super chill. He was really great. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Next question. We've got 11 minutes until our guest guitar player comes up and rocks your world with 6 strings. Not just 5, but 6. No pressure. Okay, next question.
Hi, Greg. I know.
And Matt.
Yeah. Both of you. I know you play double drums with Ringo sometimes.
Like a lot for 20 years. What an honor.
I mean, at the same time.
Yes, at the same time.
And I wondered if you'd ever, because I've seen you on shows playing with other drummers and stuff. Have you ever had to play with another drummer where your styles just didn't jive? And
Oh, yes, sir. What a question. Okay, I'm not going to name any names, but there was a root canal, a train wreck that happened when, well, first of all, Matt and I got the gig with Ringo both in 2003. It was 20 years ago this year. And we played Never Without You, a song that Ringo wrote for when George Harrison passed, Never Without You. We were brothers through it all. And I'm playing with my brother. Ringo's doing a tribute song to George Harrison on the Leno Show, and I'm just crying like we were brothers through it all. We are brothers through it all. Anyway, time goes by. It's 2016, and we're playing in England somewhere at an outdoor festival. And I get a note, I get a text from a very prominent drum icon that says, my friend blankety blank used to play in the band blankety blank, and it would be really cool if you could have him come up and sit in on Ringo's drum kit. Well, that's a seat that's only reserved for a couple people. Zach Starkey, Ringo's son, Jim Keltner, who was the first all-star drummer with Lee Von Helm, who's passed away, and maybe Sheila E. or Simon Kirk from Bad Company and Free, who played in the all-star band, but not just anybody gets to sit in. So I asked Ringo, Ringo, would you mind if so-and-so from such and such a band sits in on your kit on Oh, I Get By with a Little Help from My Friends. And he goes, if you want, sure, man, that's great, no problem. I don't really know the guy, but I go into catering where they brought him back and I say hi to the guy, and he's very confident. I'm thinking, wow, if I was gonna play on Ringo's kit in front of a lot of people, I'd kind of be asking questions like, well, how do you start? Well, we start like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Billy, she's my brother. And then you just play hi-hat for the first verse. What would I do? Would you stand up and walk out on me? That only snare drum. Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song and I'll try not to. Then you play the whole kit. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I'm gonna buy with. And there's a break coming up. There's a really good break. I get by with. Here's the break. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Now that break is very important. You would think he'd go, let's rehearse it. Is it 1, bop, 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 bop. All he said is, no, man, I know. Oh, I got it, man. I got it. If he's British, I'll give you that. He goes, oh, mate, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it, man. I got it sorted. Done, dusted, and sorted, mate. I got it. Okay. Do you want to know how we end? No, I'll just jam with you. I'll vibe with you, man. It'll be great. Well, just in case you want to know, we go, and then I do a quarter note triplet, and we go into John Lennon's Give Peace a Chance. So I go, all we are saying, I don't know the key, is give peace a chance. Sorry, buddy, I'm probably in like C double sharp. So anyway, and then I go, and the end is, all we are saying, watch me, ready yet, is give peace, watch me, a chance. And then we are, and then Todd Rundgren's gonna jump in the air, and when he jumps in the air, you go, oh, man, I got it, mate. Ringo doesn't usually come into the catering, but he comes in this one day, just out of the blue. And I go, well, I might as well introduce him because he's going to be sitting in. And I said, Ringo. He's like, what's his name again? I said, his name is, oh, okay.
What is his name?
What band was he in? I can't tell you. But anyway, I go, Ringo, this is blah, 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 from blah, blah, blah. He goes, hey, great to meet you. And the guy just immediately hugs him. And Ringo's kind of one of these guys anyway, you know. He hugs him, and Ringo says, so you're going to play a little help? Do you know it? And he goes, of all the things that you can say to a Beatle when you first meet him, this isn't the right thing to say. Again, Ringo says, oh, you're going to play on my drums on Little Help. Do you know it? He goes, oh, mate, I know it better than you do. He literally said, oh, mate. He's not really his mate. Oh, mate, I know it better than you do. And we called him up. And he got on the drums right after Act Naturally. Last song. From the minute I start, he's not looking at me. He's looking at the audience like he saw a ghost. He's like, and then I go, here we go. And he's like, and when I say, I'll start it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the time I start that 1, 2, he goes like this. Is looking at him like, I'm gonna rip your head off. Look at the other drummer. And he's like, and Ringo's just going like, what are we doing with this? So afterwards, we all just totally ignore the guy. He's over there like we're all gonna give him high fives. We're all like, ah. And we get in the van and we drive away. I'm going, Ringo, I'm so sorry. I thought he was a great drummer. He was in a great band. I don't know how long it's been since he played, but I will never invite anybody. He goes, don't worry, brother. You didn't know. He was so cool. But anyway, playing double drums with Ringo is the greatest because I don't have one of these splash cymbals. Right where that partial head is where his snare drum is, and I get to stare at it and look at his bass drum pedal, and my mantra is, don't flam with the Beatles. I just don't. I just thank God every day that Matt and I both do, that we make a living playing music. And I thank God for the Beatles, man, because we started as kids with Rubber Soul and Help in our kitchen. We used to have these 2 wrought iron posts when we come home from school, put on, oh, you've got to hide your love. And our mom was doing the dishes or getting dinner ready, and I think back then, she thought, Matt should play bass because his brother plays drums, and here we are. How about a hand for Matt Bissonette?
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
We have time for one more question.
Then what you've all been waiting for.
And then what you've all been waiting for. Something with 6 strings. Okay, last and final question of the afternoon. Ready?
Yeah, how you guys doing? I know you guys both played on David Lee Roth's Little Ain't Enough album.
Yes.
One of my favorite deep cuts is Dogtown Shuffle. I was wondering, maybe tell us your favorite songs that you like off that album.
Can I go first?
Of course you can.
Okay, so Jason Becker. We love Jason so much, and Dave got Jason in the band, and Jason wrote this song. He was just thinking, wow, we need something kind of like a up-tempo shuffle, like Hot for Teacher, or from Eat 'Em and Smile, Elephant Gun, or Got to Have It, Bottom Line, that kind of thing. So Jason wrote this song called Showtime, and it's just an incredible song. And when you listen to Jason Becker's guitar solo in this, it's gonna make you tear up, okay? Jason was what, Matt, like 19 or something like that?
Yeah, he was 19 and he got the gig with Dave, and then we were doing rehearsals and stuff, and I remember we were throwing a football in Dave's backyard, and he started noticing his leg was getting pinched, and he was kind of going, this is weird, and then goes in a week later and finds out he's got what he's going through, and so we still go and visit him all the time up in San Francisco, and he's still writing music with his eyes. It's just so amazing. But yeah, he was ahead of the game, man, when he was playing.
Oh my gosh. And we went up to Little Mountain Sound, and Bob Rock produced it, and Matt played fretless. He's a great fretless and a great upright player too, and he played fretless. Here's a clip of It's Showtime. Listen to this guitar solo. It'll just make you tear up. How about a hand for Jason Becker? Man, oh man. Well, no pressure to this next guest artist. But, he also jammed with us with David Lee Roth. He is in a very famous band and has been for many years. But one of the greatest guys, and you know what bass players and guitar players you know what drummers and bass players really want out of a guitar player more than any theatrics or even more than tone? Guess. Groove, time, feel. And this guy, he can solo till the cows come home, and he can play any different style of music, but his groove is so smack dab down the middle of the beat. I don't want, as a drummer, a guitar player that plays on top of the beat. And Jimmy Page, God bless him, he rushed. He played on top of the beat. John Bonham played right in the middle. It makes Bonham sound heavier. But it's hard when a guitar player is rushing. It's also hard if a guitar player is dragging, because you got to keep the tempo grooving. This next great guitarist, world-class guitarist, plays right smack dab in the middle of the beat. And one of his favorite bands like ours is the Beatles. We're gonna do a Beatles song right now. From REO Speedwagon and a million other great bands, please welcome the great Dave Amato. He said, why did I have to follow a Jason Becker guitar solo? Yeah. So anyway, we are gonna ask for your participation in this next song, because we know you're gonna know it, and we know you can sing. We're gonna do this song, but in the middle of the song, instead of the normal length guitar break, we're gonna let Dave Amato, he has a pizza, by the way, at Parma Pizzeria in Thousand Oaks, Anagora, and the pizza is it's probably one of the best sellers. It's called the Dave Amato, the pizza's called the Amato Tomato. What?
And Greg has a Bissonette pizza.
Not me, Matt, and actually it's named after our dad, Bud, and Phyllis. But you know what Phyllis and Bud wanted on their pizza? And Mick Mahan, the bass player, and Pat Benatar said, we can't put that on pizza, it won't sell. They wanted anchovies. He goes, nobody's gonna want anchovies. So we got the Bissonette pizza and the Amato Tomato. So this one goes out for the Amato Tomato. Are you ready? Let's see how many guitar players can clap right on the all four, really in tempo and loud. Now, without the drums, let's hear it. That's pretty good. Uno, dos, tres. First verse. He come on flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won't holy roller. He got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what it please. but I think you can do better. 1, 2, come together right now.
Over me.
That's even better. Come together right now. Let's hear it.
Over me.
Now we'd like to do something we did earlier this evening called Come Together. Come together right now.
Over me.
Dave Amato, Matt Bissonette. Dave Amato, Matt Bissonette, I'm Greg Bissonette. Thank you, OC Vibe Guitar Festival. We want to thank our dear friends Bruce Adolph and Tom Alexander. Let's have a big hand for Rory over here and Zach and everybody, Rich and the whole gang. We'll see you. We're going to have a little table out front. We've got Red Coat CDs and Submarine CDs. If anybody would like their $20 cash, if you still have a CD player. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you next time.